welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You probably haven't been catching me on my Facebook page because I've been saying the wrong name. It is just True Divine. There's no 44. So you can catch me at True Divine on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. It's the True Divine, so go for it. This is part of the free content that I put out on a daily basis to give a foresight, a forewarning, a forearming, something to close the day with, to make sense of the day maybe. I pick up on the energies that I feel that day, translate those via tarot and bring them to you. It's up to you to always be discerning regarding what information really resonates here in your heart rather than here in your mind. It's easy to bring something into your life that didn't really need to be in your life if you manifest it yourself, just because it hooks into an insecurity maybe. So this is for the daily energy reading of the 6th of the 6th, 2020. And it's a tough but beautiful day. So the Tower card. Ouch. But it's ouch for a lot of the right people that maybe need a big ouch. Not everybody, but you know, we all build the towers. We all live by the towers. The tower being a major arcana that is built up of illusion. It's built on rocky foundations. It's built up on lies. It's built from complacency, because even if you're not building your own damn tower, somebody else is building a damn tower that will affect you, it will shade you out. And if you're not doing anything about that, then that's complacency. So you sort of helped build the tower, and we all sort of helped build these towers. So it's all sort of our responsibility to either be part of bringing them down or be part of holding the space and time for people who are finding this very difficult, who are losing themselves, who are losing their tempers, who are losing their thoughts, to be the warriors of the situation, to hold that space, to not nag, not lecture, not force the truth. Believe you me, the energies that are around today and for many days to come, because we've built a lot of big towers. We've lived by a lot of big towers. We've become complacent about a heck of a lot of big towers. So it's just something that we're going to have to roll with. There's no choice. It's happening. It's been happening. Things are on a roll. And it seems to me the way the energies feel is that the tower procession crumbling off has gotten faster. It's gotten quicker, in that it seems, if you imagine the first tower starting to fall, starting to crumble, not much noise, you know, conspiracy theorists, shh, you know, I think that's what we got. Second one, yeah, a little bit of noise, not much. Mainstream media, you shut that one up. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, the list goes on, and it starts to get loud. The ground starts to shake a bit. The foundations start to rock. Now we're having fast crumbling of towers. So in our individual lives, that's going to have an impact one way or the other. As I say, even if we haven't built these towers ourselves, we've lived by them. There's enough of them that they're going to cause enough of noise that one way or the other, at varying degrees, we're going to have to deal with that in our individual lives. Let's look at the wider stage. As I just described, that tower falling that I really like the sound of, that part of it, is all of these constructs, these politicians, these families that have hidden in the shadows and controlled everything to their advantage. Not only that, over the generations have got even more cruel as to what kind of control and manipulation they enjoy. And so there's those towers that the foundations have been shaken for some time. Those towers, if we look at the governments, the hands that force the certain rules, that encourage mainstream media's division of humanity, those towers are having a huge shake-up. And I thank the people that are had to be working within those towers, who have been there for good reason and wanting to do good, and are now being some of those people that are holding space and time to try and aid us through so many towers coming down at once. But also the many people there who've helped brick by brick, who've come up with a new concrete solution to make it even more fixed, even more controlled, even more squeezy. And so squeezy isn't really a badass word for it, but it's the is of the squeezing of us, taking more hours, less pay, spend more at the shops because things are more expensive, but you've got less pay, things like that. So they're having a real tough time right now, because truth, with the energies, with the planetary alignments, with so many people becoming aware, it's running through the fingers like water. And I mentioned this the other day on a reading, and it's ramping up, it's getting quicker, it's getting faster. There's many people in the community around you, within your own family even, and some parts maybe a little bit of yourself, that has been so used to living by the control, the telling so of these said governmental towers, and above the police system, the social services system, and feeling like they didn't have a voice, or that they'd already lost their voice generations past, depending on how compliant their parents were and their grandparents were. They're gonna find it very difficult. And I think this is where we've sort of seen a lot of the instigated riots, because there are people maybe within said protests that wanted to stand for something good, to do something good, to feel like they were doing something, to be in control. But many of those people are unhinged without their towers controlling them, the government's controlling them. And so it doesn't take much to hook into one of their insecurities of things being unsafe. They've already had all of the fears building up of the lack of food, lack of toilet roll, do you remember that one? All of these things are already inbuilt in them because of the preceding events. And so it doesn't take much at all to trigger them into destroying the very people that represent, say, a man, George, that they were protesting about. It doesn't take them much to divulge into the most base frequencies: survival, anger, but taking anger out on the wrong people. And of course that's why it was instigated. But we're going to see more of that today, and maybe the days hereafter. But today feels heavy, feels strong, with that energy. And so it's for the people who have maybe been aware for a bit longer, or were blessed enough to have generations within their family hold a core foundation of truth and pass that down from generation to generation, rather than some that haven't had that. It's for those people to be aware of this, yes, and not make maybe comedic fun of it, make light of it, but welcome people into their truths that they're going to find hard to take. So hard that they would go crazy and destroy their hometown. That they're going to find hard to take. Bring them in, like I said, with humour, with just not even saying anything. Maybe you've got family members that expect that you're going to be saying, "I told you so." And I put a post up today on Facebook, and it's a funny meme of a girl smoking a cigarette, smiling, saying, "Told you so." And that's just a one up for the conspiracy theorists. We're only human, and it's a case of there's many conspiracy theorists had it really hard that have paved the way for other truthers to come forward. And they're heroes because they really did take a beating, they really did take a battering. So I understand that's humour, that's me trying to make light of the situation. But to come in there all hot and going hard in the pain, judgmental, waving your finger, not so classy. And it's not what's required. These people are already shaken within their foundations because everything reflects in on everything. So their foundations, for them to act that way, or for them to, maybe have made fun of you in the past, their foundations are already crumbling, not just on the outside, not just above them, their controllers, but the inside. It's a very insecure feeling, it's a very lonely place. And so even just a smile and no more being said, they'll come to the truth, believe you me. Depending on how open they are, is how harsh it would be for them. But that's up to them. So the main thing is to hold space and time for those people within the community and within the family. Within the family, this is going to shake a lot of foundations, but it's only going to shake foundations that are worthy to be shaken, so to speak. Have you been in the right environment? Have you been making choices about the environment that you're in? Have you been feeling uncomfortable in that environment, in your family home, in your business? Have you maybe even not going as harsh as lied, but many people have? Have you gone as far as to build up this illusion for yourself that you're happy, that you're whole, that you get fed from the people that are around you? Sometimes it could be for a lot of people today in that they actually have genuinely built up that illusion, and it's actually a harsh tower falling within them when they realize that they've done that. So the other extreme of a lie, of actually lying to yourself so much that you did, but then you realize, and again the preceding events have helped this build up of energy happen, where you've been stuck at home a lot more, you've been in a lot more close quarters, there's been a microscope over your relationship because the distractions aren't here, there and everywhere. It's caused strains with business partners, have true colours shown through, that you have maybe been underhanded with your business partner, or are you on the other end of that spectrum, that you knew your business partner was being underhanded, but you were so afraid of change, so afraid of confrontation, that you've done nothing about it, and again built this tower of illusion. There's so many ways in which these towers are falling. It really does feel like clashing lightning and thunder. The energy feels hot. So an advisory note for today would be to breathe deeply. It's one of the foundational things that we forget to do when we're stressed, when we're in pain, and when we're upset. Breathe deeply. It brings a calm, it brings a center to what you need to process or what you're being called upon to do. And on the other hand, though this might be difficult, though this might be very hard to take, I've had quite a fuzzy headache for days, and I know it's just energy. Take gladness in it that this is your soul's experience. part of this experience is having the capability to transmute yourself through these kinds of energies with poise and grace, and recognizing that, okay, so I've been living under an illusion, however that might resonate across the whole of the spectrum. Okay, that's okay. So why have I been doing that? What in me allowed myself to do that? You might find that you've been happy up until a point and something happened, but the 3D world might have gotten in the distractions with your business partner. Maybe, for instance, it would have been expensive at the time to get away. And so instead of being brave and speaking out, you maybe were quiet. The tower isn't always built up maliciously. And it can happen over time. It can sneak in. Our complacency allows that. So don't be too hard on yourself, and be glad that on this soul's journey we have energies like this, thunderous energies like this, that are loving in a way, very deeply loving, so extremely deeply loving that it's called upon to break you free of these chains of illusion and lies. Because we might think it's okay to live illusions and lies within our family home. What does that do? Again, it feeds yet another generation about selflessness, but in a way that is selfish, about being a martyr, but again, that in a way that is selfish. We are seeing the capacity of these towers. Once one tower sprouts up, many towers sprout up, generation to generation. We have seen that the building of these towers within ourselves and within our home then goes out to our businesses, then goes out to even more people, depending how that business treats its customers. And then you can go all the way up the ladder. It literally, on a daily basis, on a second basis, even faster than that, is feeding and concreting and pointing the towers of the 5 families that be, and therefore the governments that be. And so us doing this is the most selfish thing we can do. For generations to come from after us, it is the most selfish thing that we can do. Because you might think you're not harming anybody, but we are. We harm the collective, and further to that, worse than that, we strengthen the type of controls that have been in place that would allow for our complacency regarding child abuse, for our complacency regarding division. It's serious now. This is it. And the battle isn't even on the streets. The battle is within. That's where your protest needs to be. That's where your energy needs to go. Hold your mirror up. Protest yourself. Look at yourself. Pull apart where these towers are coming down. Find out. Because there's a reality beyond these towers. There's a reality in the star beyond these towers of healing, of hope, of wholeness that you'd not felt before, of connectedness. The lack of towers, or the least amount of towers, or the extremity of towers that there is, the less pain there is in the world, quite literally. Just by keeping yourself whole, realigning yourself with yourself all the time, being honest with those around you and not fearing change. That's the main thing that bolsters this tower, the fear of change. But that fear of change builds this tower layer by layer, brick by brick, and it makes it even harder to confront. So don't wait another day. You know, go about your life, go about your business, do what you need to do, but make time today to go within and take your protest within. Heal thyself, thy healer, and find out who you are, what you stand for, and what you really, in your wholeness, in your entirety, can really feed into the collective. For all of us to be doing this, the reality beyond this reset, beyond this pause, is more colourful, more vibrant, more connected, more passionate, more creative, more healing. And so it's something that is so important. This is where the protest lies. This is where the battle is won against those that would think they can do what the hell they like because of the money they've got, because of the generation after generations in their family that have built this system and hidden our true reality, hidden our true potential, hidden our truth altogether. Lies an illusion. So the second card is the High Priest. So this speaks of a leading by example. Ironically, I love tarot. Leading by example. Not being afraid to watch your tower fall. Not being afraid to see the old crumble, making space for the new. Leading by example for the generations that are here and the generations to come. This is warrior blood. This is loving. This is caring. By showing truths, by living by truths, leading by example. This high priest brings a divine wisdom. The divine wisdom is everything I explained about the tower, in that even though sometimes conversations might be hard, even though actions sometimes might be hard, we have to start living in foresight. We have to start seeing what our little niggly things here and compromises here and complacency here is going to mean for the towers that need to fall 50 years from now, 60 years from now. It's huge. It's a huge day. This is a huge time altogether, but this is a heightened day. It speaks of acquired knowledge through experience. And again, that not being 3D hard on yourself, in that if you channel this energy correctly, make the changes, be brave, go for passion, go for heart. If you can do that, then you are really using every brick, every experience. When you take that protest within, you are able to use the times and the reasons why you allowed the tower to be built. Therefore, you can pass on that knowledge of how not to do that, or you can know to act in a certain way to start to correct that and live in your truth, live in your passion, in your creative desires. The next card is the Four of Cups. This speaks of the cup on other decks. It's 3 cups on the ground, a miserable young man, and it speaks of this, it's this hand of God with the 4th cup. How poignant is that, in that it is everything that I've been talking about. Is this man's got 3 cups in front of him. He's got nothing to be miserable about, so the world would think. but he knows he doesn't resonate with where he is. He doesn't feel it. He's not getting the emotional feedback. He's not getting the and this stands for man or woman. It's just on the card I'm thinking of. It's a young man. And he's become so entrenched in that illusion, in that tower, and become so ground down and labelled and conditioned by the 3D, the towers above him that we've allowed to be built, conditioning, controlling, that he can't even see this huge cup coming through the skies from the hand of God on a cloud to say, here's your truth, here's your passion, this is part of your soul's journey. This is part of why you came here. Here, take it, boy. He can't see it because he's gotten so entrenched in illusion, and that's where complacency comes in. He's only done that because he's, moved the goalpost here, moved the goalpost there, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's all right, a little bit uncomfortable. Don't like it, but I'm going to go with it anyway. It's easier. He's become blind. Just like a lot of people aren't able, or they are able, but they don't have the use of their third eye, either partly or it's in its entirety. They don't have that foresight. That is because it's been taken away. It's been controlled and conformed out of here for a lot of people. Illusion does that, particularly when we're building up those illusions ourselves. Lying to ourselves. It builds up this this tower, this illusion. It builds up this blindness to the potentials, and that's this cup in the hand of God. Your full potential, the gift that brings you joy and bliss like you've never felt before, brings you your wholeness. Brings you even closer to your soul that is cheering you on to take this damn cup. Allow this illusion to fall. The Four of Cups also speaks of getting your foundations back, your emotional foundations, doing meditation in however that works for you, whether that's trying to sit silently or emptying your mind of thoughts by doing something, gardening, playing music. Less mind. It's not time for mind right now. It's time for heart. Mind has been in an imbalance, in control for too long of too many of us. It's time to engage both into gear, but predominantly heart, passion. That's where the truth lies. So to take that time out to do something, anything that helps clear your mind of these thoughts. And believe you me, these towers are being so loud. It's very difficult at the moment. So don't give in, because it doesn't just happen. You start exercising with anything. You're not going to be bench pressing the first session or the second session. And your mind is a very powerful tool. So it takes a little bit of settling down, a little bit of cooling down before you can start to control the thoughts. Whatever meditation you decide to do, don't be afraid of those thoughts, because the more you sit there or garden or play music and think, must not think, must not think, must not think, you start thinking about not thinking. And then you start thinking about what you're not thinking about. What if you forgot about something? The mind just bombards with these thoughts. And it's not that it's not doing that constantly because of all the pulls and distractions we have on us. It's just that usually we're in noise. We've got things to do. We're at work. We've got people around us. There's chatter just to drown it out a bit. So don't think that you're going crazy just because you try and meditate and it gets louder. There's a lot of loudness around you right now, around all of us. So don't give in. Keep going, keep trying. 5 minutes, and try 6 minutes, and try 7 minutes on a daily basis to really be able to feel your passions again, to feel your heart again, to feel your creative drive again, what gets you going, what pulls you, what feeds you. Don't give in on that. On the bottom of the deck, because I love tarot, is the World card, this major arcana. New worlds are being built, old constructs, old systems, old belief systems are being razed to the ground. Do this work, the divine work, the divine knowing, leading by example, going for your truth, your soul's journey, your soul's truth. Doing the work, the exercise to quieten the mind so that the heart can engage. Builds the world that you would really love to be in. A more vibrant world that feeds your soul, that feeds the whole of you. A beautiful world with reciprocity and generosity in it, but most of all, your truth. We're creating worlds, and just like a birth, a birth is thunderous. It's a change, it's happening. You go into labor and bang, you can't stop it. But there's pain, there may be tears, there may be sweat, there's obviously blood, but there's something beautiful at the end of that. A baby being born out of the womb world into this womb world, into our reality. And so, this is your birth, this is your tower, this is your thunderous change. Make it count. Make your world your reality. The upsets, the things that come along with it are normal. They're the labour pains. But don't let it be a waste. Don't let it be a stillbirth. Bring your world into your reality. Bring it in for all of us. It's we're all working with ourselves right now, or should be, but we better believe that it's going to affect each and every one of us. The collective, the connected. So I know I went on. I'm sorry but not sorry, because it's a big day, it's a big time, and these energies are ramping up, and for the right ears to hear this and be able to be guided to do this work is a huge blessing and a huge need. And I know this sounds dramatic, but these are dramatic times. To go and protest yourself, these are so dramatic times that we need this to count. We do. Our complacency has led to a lot of darkness, being able to be committed against our most vulnerable, the ones that deserve our protection the most, the ones you hear in the background being loud even though I'm doing a video. Those ones, it's important, and it's important to lead by example for them, to show them that yes, we're willing to get a gun, yes, we're willing to go protest, yes, we're willing to do all of that, but we're actually even more brave than that. We're willing to accept change, embrace fear, and bring in truth and live in our truth, and trust that we can follow our heart, follow our creativity, our bliss. So much love, be balanced as always, be whole. Mwah.